They are not in the real world of the ups and downs of livestock production. They don't understand the problems producers deal with. The sheer volume of misinformation and oversimplification that exists around AMR, and they lack a scientific background, and their stance is built on opinion, emotion, and not science. So as I said, these are some of your answers to the question of what is the most frustrating communication challenge that you face when communicating about AMR. And so, we learned yesterday from Leah Dorman that words matter, that communication is important, but as evidenced from your comments and many others that I didn't reference, communication is hard. So you guys are the experts. You have the knowledge. Why is it so difficult to get your message across? And so I'm going to offer two suggestions. So first of all, you have spent years training, being mentored in whatever it is that you are an expert in. And so you have developed this expertise over a long period of time. Chances are you have had hardly the same experience in training or mentoring in how to be an effective communicator, if you've had any training at all. And so one of these reasons that this is difficult is because often you might be expected to move into this role of communication and you haven't been given many tools to do it effectively. So that's number one. I think number two is that communication, and science communication in particular, is just very difficult. There is no single message, there is no single technique that's going to work in every context. Every act of communication is a social negotiation that depends on the context, on the issue, on the audience, all of that. And so many communication messages that are very well intentioned and that maybe have worked in the past often fail to make their mark. And so our hope today is that we can help out a little bit with this. So my name is Michael Dahlstrom. I'm the interim director of the Greenlee School of Journalism and Communication here at Iowa State. My colleagues here and I are part of the Science Communication Project at Iowa State. And so what we do is we're a group, we look at how scientific information is communicated to various audiences, how audiences interpret scientific information, and the effects of communication practices upon scientific misunderstanding, acceptance, and support. Our goal for you in this symposium is to provide you with some tips, some tools, some communication techniques that you can actually take away when this symposium is over and put into practice so you can improve your communication and be more effective when you want to reach audiences. Now, because I said there is no magic bullet, the first thing we need to do in order to provide you with some of these opportunities is to listen to you, is to see what it is that are the communication challenges you face, what are the goals, who you want to reach. Some of you filled out the pre-survey, and I thank you for that, which is where I pulled some of those comments. But that basically gave us enough to develop our curriculum for today. And so what we're going to do is have a two-part communication workshop today and tomorrow. So today, we're going to break into groups, and someone from our team will help moderate that group to really start pulling out what it is that you are trying to do with communication, who you're trying to reach, and what the struggles are that you face. This afternoon and this evening, we're going to take all that information, synthesize that down, and so first thing tomorrow morning, maybe not first thing, early tomorrow morning, we're doing what we call the big reveal, where basically we're going to synthesize what it is you told us, and then from that, what are some of the tips, some of the techniques that we think might be useful based on whatever it is you want to do. And so the more that we get today, the more tailored our reveal can be tomorrow. I know sometimes people roll their eyes at breakout sessions because you'd like to just sit and listen, but I do encourage you, the more that you engage for this next hour, again, the more that we will have in order to make sure that these comments and these recommendations are tailored to what you actually want to do. Plus, we're going to give you a branded Greenlee School of Journalism Communication pen for your efforts, so you'll all get some of that. Okay, so let's get to logistics. In a moment, not now, but in a moment, I'm going to ask you to stand, grab your things, and move to the part of the room where your group is assigned. The groups are based on your profession, and so the idea is all of you have a similar profession, you do similar things, you're probably going to have shared experiences that we can build off of each other. The groups are also labeled in the bottom right of your name tag. So if you look, you'll see what you self-identified into. So we will have 4 groups. We'll have rancher, farmer, producer. We'll have government. We'll have industry. And we'll have veterinarian. Now there is a 5th group, which is unhelpfully labeled other. So if you fall into the other category, please join one of the 4 groups that is closest to what you do. And if you really are an outlier and you just say, I really don't match any of those groups, that's okay. Pick one anyway. We're friendly. We'll still listen to your ideas, and some diversity of opinion would be nice. Yes. Rancher, farmer, producer, all in one category. Government, industry, veterinarian. So actually, let's just see a show of hands just to make sure that the labels are what we anticipate. How many rancher, farmer, producers? Boom. Government? Excellent. Industry? Excellent. Veterinarian? Look at that. And other? All right, you guys get to pick. Once you are in your group, we will give you a worksheet to help get some ideas flowing and to help with discussion. There are 3 pages, but we ask you to wait and don't do anything until the moderators ask you to do so, because we definitely want to talk about some topics before we ask you to think about other topics. So don't rush through and get it all done, because you're going to mess everything up. So go in order. The other thing I would please ask you to do is to write legibly. When we're done, the moderators will all be taking notes. But when we're done, we're going to collect all of these worksheets, and that's what we're going to use to basically build the reveal for tomorrow. So the more legible your handwriting and the less like chicken scratches, the more likely that your comments will be folded into the big reveal. When your group is finished with everything, then of course lunch is following. Before we get started, I would like my colleagues to come up and introduce themselves so you will know who will be moderating some of your sessions.
Hi, I'm Dr. Andy King. I'm in the Greenlee School of Journalism and Communication. My background's in social influence and persuasion. My research focuses primarily on science communication and health communication, particularly in public perceptions of that information and persuasive communication campaigns.
Hello, my name is Denise Coberley. I'm a graduate student at Greenlee, and my area is science communication, and I'm really interested in the language that we use to communicate science.
Hi, my name is Dara Wald, Dr. Dara Wald, and I'm a professor in the Greenlee School as well. And my area of research is on the causes and consequences of conflict around science and environmental communication.
All right. Any questions before we begin? Okay. If you would, please stand up, and grab your stuff.
And so I saw all the producers down there raise their hand. So ranchers, producers.
All right. So if you are ranchers, producers, stay on the far left side of the room, and I will be moderating that. If you are government, Andy will be your moderator, and let's put you in this center left section. If you are industry, Dara is going to be moderating your group. Let's have you in the center right. And if you are a veterinarian, please go all the way down to the right-hand side, and Denise will be moderating you. Thank you much.